So dudes was cooking on the iron, get hot food, stay up late at night and, watch No Jumper or something. You know what I'm saying?
What, like on their phones or on the TV?
Nah, well, if you get a phone is public enemy number one in there.
Really?
Public enemy number one.
What do you mean by that? Because of the guards or because everybody else is going to want to take it from you?
Phone is more a bigger threat to prison now than anything. More threat than drugs, more threat than knife, because you can actually show how they're being treated in there. People can film that stuff and get it out. If they find out you got a phone, they're going to shut the whole compound down. If it's 1,500 people on, they shutting the whole compound down and they going through every cell and everything in there.
See, that's crazy. Do you think it's different everywhere? Because I see people on TikTok all the fucking time
and
now.
They tripping. I got caught with a phone. I got caught with a phone twice.
Really?
You understand? Yeah, I didn't even know what a phone was all the way. I had never even seen one all the way until I think I got caught with the first phone in 2008. I got caught with the phone I had it for 5 years.
You had been in there for 20 years at this point. So
and it was just like a light bulb moment.
Yeah.
I got transferred back to a prison that I had already been on before, and I was talking to some dudes I knew, and they was talking about trying to get some weed in and stuff like that, and they was talking on the wall phone. And I was there with them because I knew them, and I was telling them, man, when they got off the phone, I said, man, y'all got to cut that out, man, because them people be listening to these phone calls. They going to make your words be what they want it to be. You got to stop that. And just like that, he said, man, I know, man, I got to get a cell phone.
How'd you even get it in?
CO. Same thing, same way everything else.
Is that how it always happens?
Always happens.
And then it's the same dudes who are tearing the prison apart to try to find it?
Prison out. Yeah, because you got to think now, they got phones in there. Dude might get a phone. You could get a generic phone. The first phone I had in there was a pay per minute little phone you get out of Walmart. Probably cost $15.
Right.
The officer gonna want $1,000.
Yeah.
So he thinking he can make $1,000 just to bring you a phone, and you're gonna pay for the phone too.
Even an honest guy is probably gonna give in at that point, right?
It's a no-brainer, man. And now they got phones in there, man, that's smaller than the blunt you got right there. And they cost $1,000, $1,500 to get it in. And you can't do nothing with it. You can't do no video, nothing. You just gotta push the little buttons and talk and listen. But the urge to be connected to the outside world is that great.
Because prison with a phone has got to be like way less shitty. Because you have access to all the world's information. You can read every book ever written. You could text every person you know. You could look at Instagram, etc. It's got to be so tempting to get that, because otherwise, what are you doing? You're getting a fucking book every couple months or some shit. Like what are you doing? You got to talk to these people. I mean, it's gonna be horrible.
When I got that phone, man, I ain't gonna tell you, I was addicted, man. I was done. I had it for 5 years. When I got caught, they moved you to a whole nother institution to get you off the institution, get these charges, you got to stay in the hole. I went through all of that and got shipped back to a prison that I had already been on before I came to this prison. I was going down to a lower level. But now when I got caught, they sent me back to a higher level, which was the level that I came from, 5 years earlier. But now when I go back here, I had some police that would, do some things for me, but I never knew about a phone when I was there. As soon as I get back up there, that's the first thing I want is a phone. And I should have left it alone. In retrospect, look, I should have left it alone. But now I was addicted. I had made so many contacts, and like you say, I'm watching videos, I'm talking to people, I'm reaching out and seeing, doing FaceTime, seeing places I hadn't seen in 20 years. So I got it again. This compound was different. It was smaller. It was harder to hide. It was more snitches on there. I ain't had but 8 months, man. When I got caught with that one, they tricked me up, sent me way out in the mountains, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then you didn't have it for the final stretch of your prison time?
Nah, I wouldn't. When I got caught with it the second time, and them people sent me up in the mountains, man, and I went up there too. Like I actually got the videos is running the night and running for the next 3 days on my channel now is about Wallace Ridge, and I named it Wallace Ridge the Plantation. This is the most racist place that I had ever been on in 33 years. It is the worst prison I ever been on in 33 years by far.
Wow.
So after I left from up there, for going up there for the phone, man, you couldn't have gave me a phone when I left from up there. I wouldn't even took one.
Right.
I just ain't want to have nothing else to do with it because I didn't even want to be in that position to go back up there. I didn't even want to be. I was still trying to make parole, and then in a lot of ways, even though how crazy the compound was, I feel like everything happens for a reason. It was necessary. You know what I'm saying? It was necessary to train that out of me. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, the lure was so great. But that trained it up out of me, man, and made me get more focused about, man, I need to be just trying to get out of prison.
I have a friend who's in prison who has a phone.
Yeah.
And every time I FaceTime him, it's just like the most mind-blowing thing to me. Like, I cannot fucking believe that you are actually in there talking to me right now.
Yeah.
And even the little things that come with it, where like every 10, 15 minutes, the phone goes down.
Right.
Because somebody's walking by in the hall or whatever, and like he won't say anything for a minute, and then he picks it back up, and it's like, fuck.
Man, I did it all, man. I used to be laid in my bunk, and I used to have the tower right there where you couldn't see nothing. You couldn't see from here on up. And I'd be right there laying on the phone, but I could see the door I had a mirror right there, I could see the door. So when I see somebody, they walk by the door, I just drop the phone, act like I was asleep. I mean, I done did it all, man. I've been up all night, when I first had the phone, it wasn't no Facebook or Instagram, it was MySpace.
Right.
Man, I found out on MySpace. I was on MySpace, man. Man, I was on MySpace. I might be on MySpace from 11 at night, man, to like 5 in the morning, man.
Right.
I was getting carpal tunnel. I was just, it was crazy, man. So like I say, you got to go through all the stuff about hiding the phone. You got to be prepared. You got to wait for shakedowns. Shakedowns when they come and they go in every cell. They check everything. So you got to know, have to have prior notice that it's coming, feel like it's coming, to hide the phone in advance. It's just.
Where would you put it?
Man, I had bomb hiding places, man. I had some bomb hiding places, man. It's a prison now. I won't even say the prison. It's a prison right now that I got a Bluetooth in the door. It's still in the door in this prison, because when I got caught with the phone, the Bluetooth was still here in the door, and it's still in the door because they never found it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you have to be innovative and creative, man. And I got away, man. The only way I got caught was I had an old celly, and they had made this massive move. He's been selling for like 2 years. They made this massive move. They moved us, and then they separated us. Mm-hmm. So he was so used to using my phone, and he done made such a good connection with his old girlfriend. She want to see him, blah, blah, blah. He in another cell now. He ended up getting the phone. He ended up getting the phone, but then he wanted to be a boss. He wanted to get the phone there. He wanted to get weed. He wanted to sell weed, so everybody's calling his name out. And I'm like getting wind of it. Like a month or so later, I pull up on him and I'm letting him know. I'm like, look, bro, you got to calm down with this weed stuff. Everybody if you got the weed, give it to somebody else. Let somebody else sell it. They calling your name out. They're going to run down on you looking for some weed. They're going to find the phone. You're going to blow the whole compound up. Yeah. And he said, oh, yeah. He ain't want to listen. Week later, they run down on him, man. He ended up getting locked up. They didn't get the phone. He pinned it off to somebody else. But then his girl, she calling, because she know I got a phone, she calling me in the penitentiary, keep calling me, check on him, see? And I'm like, and you can't be mad or angry to nobody's calling, because all they do is call up the prison and tell them you got a phone. So you got to treat everybody nice. Even if you're mad, you got to suck it up, because they call up there and say you got a phone, that's a wrap. Right. So I'm trying to appease her or whatever. He ended up getting out later on. She gonna try to come up there, bring him some weed and some money, and got caught. And they put the pressure on her and say, oh, you're going to lose your job. You don't never be able to come see him no more. We calling the state troopers right now. First thing out of their mouth was, well, I'll tell you somebody got a phone if you don't call the state troopers. Right. And they say, who? Say, well, my boyfriend's ex-celly. They said, well, how you know he got a phone? Said, I talked to him last night. I was supposed to call him when I leave here and tell him what, my boyfriend is doing, because he was on the other side of the yard. Right. Man, them people came running in there like I was John Gotti, man. And wow. Gig was up. That's the end of the 5-year run.
Okay, guys, we want to thank you so much for getting us to 100,000 subscribers right here on the Clips channel. If you want to support, please click that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 200K. Thank you. Thank you so much.